Colonel Tom Parker, the brain behind Elvis Presley's success, is a mystery. Colonel Tom Parker, the talent agent who managed rock and roll legend Elvis Presley during the height of his fame, was frequently questioned over whether he was a scoundrel or a marketing genius. In the summer of 1984, Tony Stuchbury traveled from Manchester to Tupelo, Mississippi, the birthplace of Elvis Presley. Finally, the superfan would meet the man who created the legend. Colonel Tom Parker, not the king of rock and roll, who had died 7 years before, but the svengali who oversaw his every hip-swiveling move. Was Kingmaker Parker a marketing genius back then, as he is now? Tony managed to slip past a cordon and capture a photo of Parker when he was stamping signatures. "Hey, close that gap," he said to his security men as he walked away. "I don't want anything like that to happen again." Tony went on to spend the next 30 years studying the man, as he recounts. "That day, I had a sense of the dark genius. It piqued my interest." Such interactions epitomized the Colonel for many. Elvis Presley was still making a career off his fame years after his death. Their symbiotic relationship is at the heart of Baz Luhrmann's new biography, Elvis, which opens in theaters on Friday. The title part is played by up-and-comer Austin Butler, and Parker is played by Hollywood heavyweight Tom Hanks. Some people believe that the puppet master's story is even more interesting than that of his star. According to biographer Alana Nash, it was a really complex relationship. Andreas van Keijk was born in June 1909 in Breda, Holland, the seventh child of a delivery man and a housewife. He landed in the United States illegally as a 20-year-old in 1929. In the United States, he worked as a pitchman for a circus before joining the Army as Tom Parker for 2 years. When a psychiatrist diagnosed him as a psychopath, he was released. He went back to the carnival and then moved into music marketing. He was only given the honorary title Colonel in 1948 after supervising a campaign for singer Jimmy Davis to become governor of Louisiana. Parker changed careers and met a hot new 20-year-old with a voice to die for in 1955. Alana explains, "Elvis was really a provincial star, managed by Bob Nielsen. I don't believe he would have been a true superstar if it hadn't been for the Colonel, who had far more power." Parker possessed ruthlessness as well. He agreed to manage Elvis Presley alongside vocalist Hank Snow, but later dropped him from the arrangement. He was disappointed when their letters went unopened when he hired an agency to get Elvis on prominent TV shows. As a result, he went straight to the show's producers and earned a game-changing role on the Dorsey Brothers stage show. "If I waited for someone to call me with agreements, I'd have to start selling candy apples again," he told the agency. Within a year, Elvis was starring in his debut film, Love Me Tender, which was based on his chart-topping single. By this time, the Colonel had gained complete authority over all decisions. Parker got a 50-50 split with Elvis, rather than the typical 15%, and he made money from music publishing and souvenir deals. When Elvis declared his desire to be a serious actor, the Colonel had different ideas: do what pays well. Parker even had an office on every set, which he openly referred to as the Elvis Exploitation Office. Alana adds, Parker, who has been married twice, decided that only songwriters who agreed to his publishing company taking a part of revenues may submit songs. He also bought a 56% share in Boxcar, their joint merchandising company. Elvis was well aware of the power dynamic. He had gotten progressively miserable since the 1960s. However, his mother Gladys had passed away in 1958, leaving his father Vernon, who didn't want to upset the apple cart. He pressured his son, "Do not screw things up with the Colonel," Alana adds, describing the mentality as hillbilly. Elvis was a great artist, but one who either didn't know or didn't care how to run a business. Elvis defied Parker in 1969, the year he saw Suspicious Minds for the first time. Parker refused to let Elvis record it because songwriter Mark James refused to hand over a portion of the royalties. Elvis defied authority. From then on, Elvis didn't wait for Parker-approved tunes, Tony explains. On September 3, 1973, Elvis came the closest to calling it quits. Due to the Colonel's immigration status, world tours were not an option. Elvis Presley was performing twice-daily shows in Las Vegas, which helped Parker support his gambling habit. Alana explains, he tried to terminate the Colonel, who retaliated by handing Elvis a massive bill for money owed to him. "I think we should make up with him," Vernon remarked. Parker saw Elvis for the last time on May 21, 1977, in Louisville, Kentucky. "The only thing that matters is this man is on stage tonight," Parker allegedly yelled, according to Elvis's friend Larry Geller. Elvis Presley died less than 3 months later. "I think there was love there," Alana says. Tony concurs. "He was a manipulative genius," he adds, claiming that Elvis's decision to produce commercial pictures in the 1960s shielded him from Beatlemania. Parker died of a stroke in 1994 at the age of 87, and his eulogy was delivered by Priscilla Presley, who joked about his savviness. "He's both a crook and a genius," says Tom Hanks, possibly the best answer to the big question. Alana Nash is the author of 4 Elvis novels, including The Colonel, Colonel Tom Parker's Extraordinary Story, and Elvis Presley, Simon & Schuster. The foreword was written by Tony. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more updates.